What is up, guys? Monk from Linebreak here, and we actually just got back from Startup Grind. If you don't know what Startup Grind is, it's an event held in Los Angeles, and they have it in other cities as well. They have a bunch of different speakers, lightning talks, pitch competition, just a ton of stuff with having to do with startups, and it was really awesome. It was great talking to a lot of people. I really enjoy just kind of getting to know about people's startups and kind of you know, a lot of people are in their humble beginnings. A lot of people, that come to these kinds of events, they're really hungry. There's also a lot of people who are very successful. There's a lot of talks done by VCs as well as just large companies. There was a talk about the LA Dodgers, that kind of stuff. It was really cool. One of the things that sort of hit me, and the reason I'm making this video, is we were talking to a startup. They're basically a mobile app, and I don't want to go into too much detail about what they do, but pretty much we got into a little bit of an argument about how she built her product. She built her product by hiring out. So she hired out some developers from overseas, and one thing she was complaining about was that these developers are charging her to do some bug fixes and maintenance within her app. And it got me thinking, I should probably talk a little bit about building your product, at least in the case of a mobile app, and kind of the different routes you can go and where you can go about starting. The first thing I thought about was really building the initial part with building your product. If you're not technical, how do you build your app? There's obviously two ways to go about this. You can hire some engineers, you can outsource it, which is basically going overseas and finding some developers and paying a lower premium for the development. Or you honestly can learn to code and build it yourself. There's tons of people that went in and just started learning to code and really used their idea as fuel to help them build out the product really fast. Now, you know, some people, they just they're not coders, and that's something they're not even interested in. And the other route is to hire out. We are actually a local development team in Los Angeles, so we do mobile development here. And that's one of the routes you can go. I mean, the way that I look at building a mobile app, it's similar to, honestly, something like purchasing a car. When you purchase your car, you don't expect the dealership after a certain warranty period to basically pay for everything. You don't expect them to pay for all the routinely maintenance that needs to be done on the car, because that's something that's gonna have to be done. And that's the way that I honestly see software. I see something like an app as being, you know, you're gonna have something that's out there and it's gonna constantly change, and everything around it's gonna change too. So you're gonna have to make adjustments, and you don't see an app that just releases and you're good to go, you're done, you've got your product. No, you continuously update it and continuously build around it so that it fits your users. So I see a lot of people want to outsource their application because, frankly, it's much cheaper to do that. And on paper, everything looks great. There's engineers overseas, why not do that? But there are a few reasons, and I'll tell you why, that I personally would recommend finding a local team such as us, or even anyone around you that you trust to help you develop your product. First and foremost, your idea is going to change, and you may have laid everything out, you have the idea in your head, you've done prototypes, you've done all this stuff, and you think you know what you want. But in all honesty, things change throughout the process. Even getting feedback from your development team or your product team is huge, and is way more, it's really worth its money. Most of the people that I see that get products overseas, honestly, they just aren't happy. And the main reason they're not really that happy is, honestly, they were never happy with the product in the first place. A lot of the times, you just don't really know what you want your final product to be. And if you look at a lot of big products now, or big apps, they change from day one, which is one of the big reasons you want to have a team. You want to have a group that you can trust, that's local, that you can meet with, and constantly iterate on your product. Day in and day out, you're gonna constantly be adjusting and figuring things out, and you know, you're gonna find something that you like. Now, my personal recommendation out of anything is really to first start learning how to code. You may think that you aren't the right person, but I know a lot of people that see it and are very intimidated by the fact of coding, but they get into it and they love it. And honestly, that's kind of how I was too. And honestly, there's so many resources out now that there's just no reason not to. I just highly recommend it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it. If you have any stories you want to share about product development, about outsourcing, any of the topics I talked about today, leave them in the comment section below. And like I said, subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of great app development videos coming. If you're learning how to code, if you want to just learn how to build a product, we're going to go and do some really cool stuff. Thanks.